Welcome to Squirrel's Wood Shop. Today we're going to be making a cabinet. Actually going to be making two cabinets. I had a previous client contact me. She wanted two cabinets made, so she sent me a picture. I got it right here. You can see it's about 30 something inches wide, 30 inches tall. It's got fluted doors and solid brass finger pulls and some tapered legs. I got a close-up of the legs and the detail. You kind of see the detail work there, what it's going to be looking like. So anyway, we got hard maple and got it all planed down, ready to go. Big stack of it there, get started with. So I think it's gonna be a fun project to build, and y'all hang around and see how this goes. We got it all planed down. Now I'm gonna go through it, look at the colors and the grain pattern, pick out some pieces for the top and the sides and the doors. And it makes it more uniform, and when you get down to piece, it just makes it that much nicer. Everything kind of blends in together. So it's a little bit of a process, but it's well worth it. We got the boards all laid out here, got them labeled where I want them to go, you know, for the top and the sides and the doors. Also, I'll show you right here, I have marked all the ends here, which way the growth rings go. So when you start gluing these panels up, you want one up, one down, up and down. That helps to keep the panels flat, keep them from cupping and warping. So anyway, we're gonna get started on this. Y'all hang around. Well, I got them all cut to rough length, so now I'm gonna run through the jointer, get a good joint on them, get them all prepared for glue up, and keep on going. Now we got them out of the jointer, got a good joint on them, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there and smear it around with a brush, get a nice even coat, put it on both sides of the wood, and then I'm going to lay them down there and put clamps to them. I'll just put a little bit of a light pressure on them just to see where we're at and wipe the excess glue off. And put some little clamps on each end of the pipe, so you put a lot of pressure on them pipe clamps, but the pipe itself wants to bow up a little bit. This gets it good and flat. And put a little bit more pressure on it and fill the joints down through there. They all whack there. Just pull them up and down a little bit, get them lined up. Some of them I have to take a mallet and tap them down, get them nice and even, so it makes it a whole lot nicer. And one end had a little problem, one end down there. I had to put a little clamp on it to kind of get it in line, but it was a little stubborn, but got it all lined up. So then we can take the straight edge and check it out, make sure everything is lined up like it should be, and then happy with it, and there we go. And next we got the board out of the clamps and all dry and glued up here. So now I've got my little Japanese block plane and check some little high spots up back there and kind of hand plane it in place and get it like I want it and check the straightness of it, which is fairly easy to do. Just take a little time, and little Japanese block plane is pretty nice little plane. It's just a real fine shaping, just fine tune everything in. Whoa, that'll work out. Now we got all our panels stacked up right here, and they've been block sanded, so we're ready to start cutting to finished size. And I'm going to dry fit them, make sure everything fits like I want. Then we're going to come back, we're going to do finish sanding on them before we start assembling them. So anyway, y'all kind of hang around and we'll see you in a little while. And here I'm setting my saw blade height up to 3/8 of an inch and the width of my back panel to cut a recess in the back of the sideboards. And it moves it over about 1/8 inch each swipe. And a lot of people want to know why I didn't use a dado head, but it just is easy and fast for me to do it like this and switching over. So anyway, it works out real well, and you sneak up on it. And then here on the last panel coming up, I have to widen my fence out and get that last little strip right there. So anyway, we're good to go on that. And here I'm laying out where my dowel's going to be, and we're going to attach these side panels to the bottom. Now we're setting the dowel jig up on the side piece there and drilling this maple. It's hard maple. It's tough drilling, especially drilling into the end grain like that. Now I'm setting the dowel jig up where I have a 1/16 overhang on the top and bottom. I'll explain this later on down when we get closer to finishing why I'm doing this. Now we're going to do a little fit test on this and see how everything lines up, and if we got it calculated right. We should have a 1/16 overhang on the bottom, so we get that snap into place there. I've got a 1/16" gauge. I'm going to check it out and see if it is a 1/16 overhang, and I think it looks like it's pretty good. So yep, it feels pretty good across there. We got a good 1/16 all the way across, which that's what we were looking for. Now we take it all back apart and doing the finish sanding on the side and the bottom. I've got a light stretch across there, that way you get different angles to see if you got any imperfections or scratches or marks. You need to get them out, because once you put the finish on there, they're going to really pop out and really be noticeable. Well, it looked like the shop manager showed up and on the job and keeping check on me, and look, she cleaned the floor too, doing a real good job. But she's a good shop manager, that's for sure. I had a comment on a recent project I've done. Somebody wanting to know a little bit more detail when I'm doing stuff, how I'm doing it, explain it a little bit. So anyway, on this cabinet here, I've got an opening for the doors, and it's 29 and 30 seconds long, 29, 21, 30 seconds wide. So I divided that for two doors. That comes with 14 inches and 11/16 minus 3/30 seconds on each side, which equals 94 thousandths, and one in the center, 94 thousandths. So that brings my doors to 14, 11/16. So anyway, set my router up and use my saw fence and cut these reeds or coves in there with an 1.25 inch cove bit. And a little calculating for the 1/12 of them, and one equal spacing, and I want 1/4 inch on each space, 1/4 inch ribs in between. So it had to come out exactly 1/4 inch on each side, make it look equal. So I done a little divide and everything, and draw me up a scale template across here, how deep I want them. They run about 1/4 inch deep, a little bit less. Then how much it is from center to center. So I set my calipers up on my saw fence. Each time I can move it over a certain amount. That way it'll work out exactly, hopefully. So anyway, it worked out to 1 inch, 203 thousandths. So I worked right into the thousandths, because you get off, you got 12 of these, you get off a little bit. At the end, you ain't gonna wind up what I want, 1/4 inch equal on each side. Anyway, took a little time, a lot of figuring, double checking yourself, especially I double check myself a lot. Because once you start cutting this, and if you mess up, I mean, you're going to have to start all over again, do another door, glue it up, get it ready. But anyway, got them done. Got quite a few burn marks in it. This hard maple and that big wide bit, it's hard to keep them out. For me it is. Try different speeds, different things. So it worked out the best I can do with it. And I already cut the width, so I just got to cut the length off when I get ready. Now I'm in the doors. Then I took the cabinet scrapers, work them out, worked the burn marks out, worked out the little places with the router bit in the center, left a little groove down there, work all that out, scrape it, sand it, you know, make a sander, will fit down in the groove, work it all out by hand, got it roughed out, sanded, now come back, and if I cut the size, I'll do the finish sanding on it. But anyway, it's a kind of a slow process, but you only get one shot unless you want to redo it. So anyway, we're going to keep on chugging on, so y'all just kind of hang around. We'll get these things mounted up here in a little while. We got everything ready to start putting the finish on it, so I'm going to be staining these with a Osmo 3143 Cognac color. I've used this before and had some good results out of it. And also I use a white Scotch-Brite pad to put it on with. I put it on with rags, brush, and everything, but it seems like I have better results, and it does a lot better with a piece of Scotch-Brite. Put it on there and then rub it off with a rag and everything. So anyway, we're going to get going on this and see how she turns out. Well, we got the handles in. They come from a Colonial Bronze Company, made in USA. Took about a month to get them because they're made to order. Solid brass, got the satin finish, and it's good quality there. That looks really nice. Nice and heavy, 1/8 inch thick. Anyway, Colonial Bronze, made in USA. Kind of expensive, but they made to last, that's for sure. Really nice. So we're fixing to put these on, so I'm going to show you how I put them on. I'm going to put some tape on here to protect the end finish here, because I'm going to be using it on my table saw to cut a recess for these handles to set in flush, because I want to keep the gap around the doors in the cabinet the same. If I put them on top, it's going to be a bigger gap at the top, so I want to recess them in the thickness of the handle here. Since these are going to go in the center of the door, I'm going to get a measurement here, get them exactly in the center. I think it runs out to 1/5", just a hair under. I'm going to check this side, make sure we're good. Like we're doing pretty good right there. I think that's where we're going to put it. That'll be exactly in the center of the door. So I'm going to put my reference mark on each side. I got a couple of reference marks right here, so I'll put it up on my table saw. I'll set up on the end. I got my table saw height cut set for the exact depth I want this thickness to be right here. So let's go over to the table saw and get this cut. Well, let's see how we done here. I think we done pretty good. Get the tape off and clean it up a little bit. And check it out and get all the tape residue off. I think we're looking pretty good. Oh yeah, that's a good fit right there. We're going to do a little cleanup work on the saw marks. Little file right here, clean it up. Oh yeah, yeah. We'll find more touch up on the edge. This never be seen, but you don't want a sharp edge. Always like to clean my edges up. Then we'll take a little stain and seal that off, touch it up a little bit. It's never going to be seen, but I like to keep it all sealed up. Now then. All right, now we're going to get it turned over and get the hinge marked for the hose. That looks pretty good. Do a little center punch and get exactly in the center right here, a little starter hole, a drill bit. Now I've already got this gauged here, how deep I want to go for my screws, so it won't come through the front of the door. So drill kind of slow, just watch it and don't go all the way through. That'd be a mess there now. One down. This is the exciting part, putting the hardware on, but it's also a stressful part because you don't want to mess up and it just ruin everything. Anyway, we got them holes. Now we're going to put the screws in. I drilled a clearance hole where the bit's just a little bit bigger than the main body. That way, still catch plenty of threads. Because this hard maple, these brass screws, you can twist them off real easy if you get it too tight. And I always put a little paste wax on the threads just a little bit. That way, make them slide in real easy. Because you sure don't want to break one of these things off and a piece of hard maple, these soft brass screws, because it'd be no fun. The thing just slides right in. That wax really lubricates it up. Just snug it up just a little bit, get the other one in there, and we'll finish tightening them a little bit. Sure don't want to over tighten them and snap them off. You don't want to slip with your screwdriver and scratch the finish with your hardware. That's not good either. Anyway, that turned out pretty good right there, so I'm pretty pleased with that. All right, got them installed, and we're going to get them on the cabinet and show you the finished product. Well, there's the finished product. Turned out pretty nice, I think. I think she'll be happy with them, and appreciate y'all watching, and God bless.